What's up, guys? Pittsburgh Weiss Schwarz back again. We're doing red today with Fujimi. We're gonna round it out. I got Andy, Brian, and Billy with me tonight, and we're just gonna run through this. So yeah, Andy, kick us off.
Okay, Brian, who's this character? You have the thing pulled up, right?
This is Mafuyu, Hekio Academy Student Council Accountant.
More like heck yeah, student council. When a climax is placed in your climax zone, she gets 1500 power. When its opponent is reversed, if you have the gate in your climax zone, look at 4 cards from top of your deck, add a character to your hand, choose a character, and they get 2000 power. It's literally just Minami, but off of gate.
It's Minami.
Which I don't know if it's better to be off of gate or off of blue gate.
I think like door is just probably better straight up, right? Okay, it's better 6 out of 10 times, I guess. Like the other 4 out of 10 times, you'd rather have
So, like, as someone who's played with actual Minami before, it's kind of nice. You know, it's not so much drawing your first copy of it, the climax. It's nice, but sometimes you can like do 2 turns in a row because the blue gates will help you get like a second go at the combo, which is kind of nice. And even if you're like hitting a blue gate and taking climaxes out of your next deck, if you triple Minami again, you're still milling through the whole thing anyway.
Yeah. Does True Minami also get power on climax play, or is it when she's placed on stage?
It's on climax play as well.
Okay, so this is like exactly Minami, but it's off gate.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, it's getting to 7000 power after everything's said and done.
Minamis are like underrated, but they are poorly positioned right now. But they do steamroll like across if power is an issue. So I don't know. It's like,
is this actually at 7,000?
Yeah,
I thought it was after it reversed.
Well, no, the first swing is at 7K.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Because it's a plus 1K. Never mind.
It gets 1500 on climax play and 1000 from the climax.
Yeah.
So you just hit their weak. Yeah, you hit their weak lane first, and if they have 2 weak lanes, you can stack all the power in one lane and swing for like 11,000 in the last lane.
Yeah,
they get up there.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, This is a profile we've seen before. I don't want to spend too much time on it. Minamis they're better than you think, but like you still have to worry about you need reverse.
Yeah.
But for a card that needs reversed, it gives you it lets you turbo through your deck. You can reveal like 1 card, take whatever. Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, I like Minamis maybe a bit more than you guys, but I mean, I think that's a topic for another video, maybe just like
the benefits of on
climax
reverse
effects and stuff. Yeah,
like an on reverse combo, but like you have the utility of like you can also give power in another lane. So it's like, so if say you snipe something in a smaller lane later in the game, you can give something a bunch of power, and that can help you win in a more important lane, I guess. And you can just reveal 1, take the first thing if you're on second deck. You don't want to like turbo through a compressed deck, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I know it's hard to believe, guys, but AOT is not the only deck in the game.
I wish that was true.
I mean, as more and more good sets come out, like all these sets we've been reviewing, they're all like really good stuff coming out this year. So I think the percentage of the pie that's going to be AOT will get, a bit smaller as these new sets come out.
We talked about that a lot in our meta wrap up, right? Like, hopefully we can get some sets with some of that anti-ping stuff in them.
Yeah.
That gives AOT some trouble.
Adventure Time, I'm calling it.
Yeah, come on, please.
Hey, but look, in the last color we did in blue, there was an out to Armin in there too to turn off the hexproof. So they are printing answers.
I guess I didn't mention that. We're doing red last this time. Just kind of how it fell. So this will be the last one to go up. This is the last video.
They know that. They're watching it. They know it's the last one.
I guess. All right. Anything else? Brian, you were saying something. Sorry.
I don't remember what I was saying. Let's move on.
Okay. All right. First DXD card, Billy.
All right, we have Asia Healing Girl. All of your other characters with Fantasia Bunko or Demon trait gain 1500 power. Climax combo with standby. If first friend is in your climax zone, all your characters gain 1500 power. On this card, and it heals on play.
Note, the climax combo is continuous, meaning that when you standby it out, if this specific standby is in your climax area, you get the full field 15. So this is on climax play, give my board 3k.
Global 3k, yeah.
Yeah, plus a heal if you have to play it from hand. Pretty good.
Seems not too bad, yeah.
Global power is always a good standby target. You always run some number of this in your deck. This is a good excuse to run 3 instead of 2. Or maybe even higher counts because it's a healer.
The fact that it's a continuous effect means if you play the climax and then you sack into another standby and hit another one of these,
you get
the
another
1500 power.
3K.
The 3000 from that one adds on too.
Yeah, so it'd be global 6k.
Global 6k.
That's insane.
Yeah, this is like just game over in terms of like you'll never win board again. After this kind of stuff goes off.
I mean, and the fact that it's a healer, which is even relevant on its own in a deck where you just want to be playing 8 standby and walling up, winning board all game.
So like this helps you wall up and win board, and also helps you elongate the game if you get shot to level 3 early.
It doesn't heal when you standby it out though. It only heals when you
No.
played from hand.
I think that's fine though. Global 6k on climax play is pretty good. I mean, this is even a good standby target if you don't have this specific standby in play. Like global 15 power is fine.
It is, yeah.
I guess personally, I'd rather have like the level 3 combo be some sort of finisher rather than just like a beneficial, nice little.
That's not the
This
standby
is more of like
way.
a level. This is more of a level 2 combo to me than a level 3. But
I think it has good synergy with the 2/4 counter. Because that's so like you save stock by playing this the back row, keeping your board big, so you're not losing stock, you're not losing hand. You can hoard the 2/4 counters in hand that give 2 lanes minus 2 soul. So you're really grinding out the game. It's a 2/4 counter, or is it a 3/4 counter? I think it's 3/4, right?
I think it is 3.
3/4.
Yeah, 3/4 counter, yeah. Really helps you grind out the game. Yeah. I mean, in terms of a standby target, I think this is the ultimate back row.
Seems
Just
pretty good.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give it an A. A for Asia.
I'm thinking the same, yeah.
oh, you're waiting for me to explain.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's a good card. I just, I don't think I value. I don't value standby as much as the rest of the people out there, the good people out there. I think standby's a little overrated, and I mean, this is a good target. You know what I mean? As far as global 15s are great, but I don't think the climax combo is super relevant.
Standby doesn't push damage.
Could be wrong.
No, I think the climax combo is the least relevant part of this card.
Yeah. The fact that it's just a global power pump.
The fact that it's like a global power pump and a healer makes it good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's not like an auto include. I think it's like definitely a good option to include if you're in red though.
Oh, I think an 8 standby this is definitely if you're gonna run 8 standby, you run this card 100%.
Well,
This
yeah,
is
if
the
you're running the
standby you have to
standby
run,
that
right?
goes with it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd run this even if I was I would run 2 of this even if I was running the other standby for some reason.
Yeah, the fact that it does heal makes it a lot more universal in its application.
It's like the same thing as the Koga. It's like you never want to hard play the Koga in Albuto, but when you do, it heals you, Like, not bad. I cut you off, Billy. Did you have something to say? Or
No, it wasn't super relevant. I was just gonna say I think if this was like an early play too, it would definitely put it like low S tier, high A tier. in my
Oh, for
opinion.
sure.
yeah, if it was an early play, it'd be dumb.
I think that had a lot. The lower power stats kind of why I'm leaning towards the lower side of A, just because she really can't sit up front unless she does have a climax.
Yeah, she's just 2 soul. I will die in the front row. All right, moving on. All right, so we got this 0/0 Rias. Your front row center slot character gains 500 power, and it has an auto ability. When climax is placed in climax zone, you can pay 1. If so, grab the event from your waiting room, return it to your hand. The event is just cigarettes. I will double check that. I read this earlier. The event is cigarettes. Yes.
So this set has cigarettes on a character and cigarettes as an event.
Yes.
Lots of smoking.
Um, some hella good art on both sides of.
S+ for the art.
Yeah, I don't know. At least
It's kind of comparable to an Amagi.
yeah, it's like pay
you,
one
you
plus.
pay one and then you get like some sort of plussing mill.
Well, but you can't use it until the next turn.
True,
So
cigarettes
that
is
can
more
add-
selective though than
Yeah, then
an Amagi potentially.
potentially. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a pay one plus on climax play. The first effect's garbage,
Yeah, it is.
unfortunately.
I wish it were Global 5 or at least Frontal Assist.
I think it's playable though. It's like just pay one plus.
I mean, it doesn't seem horrible. It is a potentially repeatable plus, which is
It's a quote unquote Amagi.
It gives mono DXD like a plussing milling engine, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna give it like I don't even want to say C plus, B minus. It's better than C plus because it's a pay one plus, like Amagi. Yeah, it's like a B minus.
I think
don't
normal.
like
I think
cigarettes.
a normal Amagi is better. That's why I'm.
Oh
giving
yeah,
it
100%.
minus.
yeah. I don't ever see this card seeing play because you also have to run the event that takes up deck slots. I think
Yeah,
it's,
deck slots was what I was gonna get to. It's a big thing.
Yeah.
think it's just
Cigarettes
like,
just kind of
okay.
sucks. Like I really don't like the cigarettes profile at all. It's just objectively worse than Warehouse. All right, let's move on.
Billy, did you give it an S because it has Rias on it?
Oh, strictly, yeah, no other reason. Like, I mean, in terms of like playability, I agree with you guys 100%. But S+ for sheer artwork and character
Yeah.
alone.
You're a man who's true to his heart. I can respect that.
I am. Every single Rias is getting an S+. So if you get something more serious from me, dream on.
That's
boys.
fine.
All right. So onto this climax combo. So level 0 climax combo. Whenever the corresponding climax is placed, which is a standby, you may pay the cost, which is just one stock. If you do, choose one of your other Bunko or Student Council characters and stand it. It also has concentration. Rest this card, flip the top 4 cards of your deck, and place them into the waiting room. For each climax revealed, choose one character in waiting room and salvage.
So, just as a correction, it can only stand these 2 cards.
My
Yeah,
bad.
it can only stand the 1/1 and the 2/2. That's it. And note, this is not the really good yellow 2/2.
yeah.
The 1/1 is fine. The 1/1 is literally just the silica clone. Actually, I think it's even better. It gets 500 times the number of things on your field. So, not better. It's a little worse. But it always has encore, so you don't have to feel bad about it being in the front row. You don't have your full field out, but it can only stand these 2 cards, which is pretty unfortunate.
Yeah, that's definitely my bad. I was reading Japanese because I'm looking at SPs on Little Akaba.
Oh, okay, yeah.
My B. I just saw Japanese characters.
Yeah,
and
so
assumed
some of
it was
the-
Bunko.
There's a lot of discrepancies between Little Akaba
Yeah,
and
I'm
Haku.
looking later down the list. The 1/1 gets 500 power per other character and has hand on core, so it's 7,500 hand on core. It's actually like a harder condition to fill than
Yeah, that's
Silica.
like slightly worse Silica.
What I've seen is that most lists run like maybe 2 of that, like just to enable the ability, since you mill so much, to like high roll at 0 for triggering a climax, because you mill a ton at 0 in this deck. So like having a 2 of and saying 1 will be in my grave is not something ridiculous to say, where it would be very ridiculous in something like Standby Sal to say that.
Yeah.
So they like you can afford to run maybe 2, maybe 3 of it if you really value getting that 1/1 out at 0. But like again, I think Fujimi is a standby deck that tries to like cheese itself to level 1 from like 0-4, like clocks itself to 5, 2 of the things in the zeros in the back row, clock itself twice, throw 8 cards in its grave, and have a 2/2 11/5 on field, like on its second turn. That's the cheese with this deck that you hear everybody complain about when they talk about Fujimi. So I don't know where the 2/2 I don't think would see play is what
The
I'm like,
2/2 I'm
guessing,
looking at
yeah.
it right now. is if you have a Kurumi Heikyo Academy Student Council President.
Yeah,
I think that's the one I did.
It's I think it's a brainstorm, right? Or no?
Yeah.
Or is it the
Minami.
one?
I don't know.
Is it the Minami?
Yeah, it was the Minami. If it was the very first card we did.
Well, I don't know. I don't know these characters. It's if you have the Student Council President. I'm probably assuming it to be the Brainstormer.
I would assume,
She
right?
gets 3,000. So it sits at 10k, and then it has Zombie. It's like Lizbeth.
Yeah, it's like Liz, yeah.
The Minami
Silica
is,
and Lizbeth.
The Minami is the student council accountant.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, this is the president, yeah.
Yeah, the president is the brainstorm with the combo.
Again,
So I think I kind of like this better than the yellow target in a sense. Like, is this the standby that you would be running?
yeah, because it's just the other standby in the set, but I wholly disagree. I think the 11-5 is absurd.
Well, the other card is a better target in general, but I think the fact, like, if you're triggering into it, but the fact that you can like stand the character and swing with it that turn to push damage is nice.
I guess. I don't think that Fujimi plays that kind of game.
You know what? I think you could run like a split. You know, like maybe run one of that.
yeah.
Maybe run one of that yellow card and like 3 of this, or like 2 of this 2/2 or something.
I don't know. I would be really hard. I think the yellow target's just completely broken. I think it's
I
the
agree.
reason to run 8 standby, yeah. I think that especially the fact that it's 2,500 per back row card is like dumb. Because like there's no way you don't have a full back row in Fujimi ever. Because the yellow card sits in back row, the thing that clocks you, and this sits in back row. Like
Well, you know what? Maybe you run more of the yellow one then, and just splash in the
yeah, maybe
the Lizbeth.
if you like this the ability to be able to like stand it and swing, maybe you run 3 yellow, 2 of this, you run 5 targets. Which like wouldn't be absurd to say in Fujimi. If you
I guess
really
if you're running
like
8
it.
standby.
Yeah, the problem is it only works off this one standby, and like the boon of playing 8 standby is like in Fujimi is that all the other cards don't care what standby you have, and this one does. Where it's like with the Ozia, it doesn't really matter, right? Because you get the 15 global power whenever, or you could play it as a healer. This is like it only works with these 2 specific cards. I think is like but it is like it's a self-rest salvage, and in a deck that throws like basically its whole deck in the waiting room as quick as possible on first deck, that's pretty good.
I'm just kind of thinking in general. Like I feel like if you're not pushing as much damage as you'd like with the yellow combo or the yellow standby target, maybe give this one a try instead.
just
see
because
how
you
you
can
like
do it,
it.
just because you can do it on that turn,
Yeah, because it opens up that option for you.
I guess. Self-rest brainstorm though in a deck like this, I think is better than the search. So I mean, it's all upsides here for this card. So A+.
Solid
Just-
brainstorm for sure.
It's just all upsides. Based on the way the meta deck, quote unquote, for this series, this set works, I do think that Salvage is just objectively better than Search in the deck. But I mean, like, whatever. You can run 3 of this and 1 of the Searcher, dude. Goblin Slayer does it. Like, do whatever you want.
Yeah, follow your dreams.
All right, next. God, that's some dope art, dude. I love old like 90s anime art.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
some 90s ass character. She's cool.
What is
When
this?
she gets reversed, if the battle opponent's level 0, you can reverse it. So just a Suicider, and when you play, wait, oh, it's an act ability. Discard a climax card to give her 1,000 power for the turn, and on reverse draw a card. I kind of like that effect because
yeah.
it lets you cycle climaxes for free. You know, like this gets extra power and then
It's
lets you draw a card, but this is
It's
only getting a reverse
yeah.
early in the game too. So
Yeah.
by
Yeah,
the
that's
time
what
you
I
want to
was
be
gonna say.
cycling the climaxes, it's
it only helps you avoid a brick at level 0 and nowhere else. And if-
unless you can just find a weak lane to hit over some
maybe.
other point, but I don't think that's very likely if you're planning on tanking up with standby.
Yeah. It's really neat though. It has really good art. It's a very interesting like combination of effects. Like I'm guaranteed to kill level 0s. And then it also might get big, so it's like if you ditch a climax goes to 2/5, maybe you swing over a utility card, you get your draw one, you filtered your climax, and you drew another climax probably.
Notable, you can discard multiple climaxes to this and get the
Yeah,
effect
to
multiple
act,
times.
to start
If you
up.
get completely fucked early on and draw like open with 3 climaxes, you could just discard them all, get to 4,500 and draw 3 on reverse.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that unlike I can't believe I'm gonna say this, the Catwoman from Batman Ninja, the Catwoman is a level 1 that when you pitch it gets to levels that with some buffs could kill things at higher levels, whereas this like only saves you at bricks from 0 because it's not getting reversed later. Really. But
Probably
it is-
not,
it is
especially
really
in this 8
interesting.
standby deck.
It is really interesting. I'm gonna give it a middle of the road C because I think it has like there's a lot of things about it that makes me want to give it a C plus, but like the fact that it doesn't work past 0 really makes me want to give it a C minus. So break even.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. I don't think this card ever sees play.
Yeah,
But
I'm
hey,
fine
like
on that.
the floor on it's just like a suicider, and that's already like
That's fine.
good enough
yeah.
to
Fine,
consider.
I guess it potentially holds board if you just slam it. Yeah, sometimes maybe.
I don't know. I think the right play, like almost 100% of the time, is just run over your opponent's bomb minus them 1. Because like whatever
Depends.
depends on the matchup, but all right. Next
I think
card.
we're good to move on.
Alright,
It's you.
47. This is Kuramu, Absolute God.
What?
When this
That's
card
God.
is placed on the stage from your hand, look at the top card of your deck and either keep it there or put it in the waiting room. When this card is placed from your hand to the stage, you can pay 1 clock yourself. If you do, choose a Fantasia Bunko or Student Council character in your waiting room and return it to your hand. So that's got a Ricky.
Karen-chan from Revue Starlight. This is Karen.
Yeah, it's literally Karen, but it's not a double rare.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is the same profile.
I think it's the same thing. It's Karen salvages.
Is Karen a salvage Ricky? Is she?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Karen's
she-
restricted to level 1.
I was gonna say I think she gets only level 1 or lower.
This is better than Karen.
Better Karen. I mean, Karen's good. It's unfortunate that like the meta deck is 8 standby, so like you don't want to run this in a standby deck, but like every other build you run this, right? Like 100%. Like this is just way too good.
No, yeah, it's just,
Yeah, Karen's like really close to being like it's like an A+ profile, I think.
I think it's A+, A++.
Yeah.
It's better, Karen.
mhm.
Yeah, this is A. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna give it an A. Or no, you know what? A+.
think
Like the profile's too
You're
good.
yeah.
It doesn't matter what is around it in the set. If you're gonna do anything that's not 8 standby, even like standby with something else, you play this card.
If you're playing level 0s in a level 1 combo, like,
Yeah, you play this
Run it.
100%.
and like, I'm definitely someone who's in, I don't think 4 Rickies is right, generally speaking. But as I said about some of the blue cards, the fact that it has late game value too, because you can
Well, do you
surveil on play, makes it worthy of a 4 of, I think.
think about the synergy with what's the number on it? Like even in a deck where you're not running standby, that card like slide 23, the card that you could like again say you get past at 0-4 and you're like I'm ready for level 1, you clock yourself to 0-5, play the Ricky, clock yourself again, send yourself to level 1, like
Mhm.
it has like really good synergy to let you just like always like on demand you get to level 1 when you're at level 0 because you're running like just more self clock effects.
Get that 2/2 as quickly as possible.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't know. This is just really good profile.
Seems solid. Yep.
Yep. All right, next.
Yep.
Time for me to hand out the S pluses. We got this Akano. All of your characters gain the following ability. This card can't side attack, and it has zombie. Pay 1. No other characters rested. Rest this. And it's a 3K, basically an oversize. Yeah.
If it wasn't a 3K, I'd hate it, but it's a 3K, so I kind of like it.
S plus for the art. Unlike like in the same way Billy is a Rios stan, I'm an Akano stan. So.
Yeah, I know who second best girl is. I'll get.
I think this profile's fine though, as like a plusing 0, right? Pay 1 pluses are really underrated. I think all the time. Like zombies at 0, very very underrated.
I think the zombie's a little less relevant on like a oversized though.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
shouldn't
like,
be dying.
and like in
And
reality,
you
it's
don't
probably a
necessarily want to
B.
run for this because later on in the game the
It's probably a B. Yeah.
continuous effect could screw you over a bit.
I give it an S plus for the Akano, but it's definitely like I would like this a lot better if it was had maybe a worse drawback, but it was a 3/5. But it still had the zombie effect.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think I'd rather have just not have zombie, but have something else.
Or be
Because
bigger.
oversized and zombie are kind of defeat the purpose.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I mean, it just protects itself in case your opponent can hit over it, which is
I guess so. It's an oversized with It's gonna live for sure.
Yeah, it's like so if you
Okay.
drop this turn 0, you swing and like there's no way you lose it, barring clock bomb, right? Clock or stock bomb.
yeah.
Or bottom deck. Like no plussing 0 can be Sio. Like I think it's unfair to compare any plussing to like something like that. That's just stupid. Like a plussing bottom deck bomb is like probably the dumbest thing.
Mhm.
But like whatever, this is fine. It's got good art.
Those have good art.
Next, better art for Billy. Go ahead.
Oh,
you
S
already
plus is
rated
already
it.
there, boys. You already know it. All right. So this gains the effect that you can use once per turn. When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, you may put the top card of your library to your stock, and then it just has the zombie effect again. So there's some synergy with that last Akano that we just looked at. But S plus because character, best girl. Let's go. Oh, SP is insane. Or I guess this isn't an SP, but the foil is insane for this card. Like,
Good. Yeah. Is it that's the one you want? This one?
Optimism, yes.
Optimism.
Well, it's
yeah.
up there. I don't know.
Yeah, Billy
I
got
don't
a
know if it's
case of
the
this set, so he's
S
he's
plus
excited.
plus though.
In a case, you're guaranteed one of every triple rare and one of every super rare.
Foil will be purchased.
So you will get at least one.
So okay, so when you use an act ability, we saw a 2-kick counter, right? We definitely did. This set is a 2-kick counter.
Yes, it exists.
Okay, so there's a 2-kick counter. The 1/1 you go to 8K, which effectively plays this for free. Do we have costless acts that are meaningful in this set?
It doesn't even need to be a costless act, but like if you just brainstorm the same turn you play this, it coincidentally
it
is
has to be
free.
down first, yeah.
Yeah, was
But-
I think one of the back row rest 2 free plus cards was a DXD card. I think that's what this is trying to run.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so that's the engine. That's interesting. I mean, I don't know. I've been messing with a lot of this on Tabletop Simulator. The what is it? The Standby Floodlight deck with
the Yu-Gi-Oh, yeah.
the Yu-Gi-Oh, like these cards that give you stock on reverse. I've also been playing a lot of Kontai on there too, like sets that I don't like own. And these effects are better than you think. These like on act, you get on reverse.
I think
stock.
Kontai has a lot more act synergy though. I think this is actually like a little bit underwhelming. I think seriously rating this card, I'd give it like a C. I think like I'm not huge on the zombie effect or on the stock charging effect because if you want to stock charge with it, you're probably gonna have to
You play backup.
like backup, I guess, but you're only backing up to 8K. It's not getting any extra power. It's still like a 6K base.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's not a great card. I'm just gonna give it a C plus because I don't know. It can stick around, and I think that these cards that get stock on reverse on act are better than people give them credit for.
I think I agree. I would normally give it a C, but I'm going to give it a C plus solely for the fact that it, unlike Yu-Gi-Oh, has the ability to somewhat protect itself with its with the zombie effect.
Yu-Gi-Oh is just a 1/1. You need experience 3, but
Yeah.
he gets it no matter what. He always gets stock. This is probably more similar to the Kontai card.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that one's free. That's a 105K. But yeah, I guess let's move on. That's enough for that card.
Baseball.
Girl with big fan, or is that a baseball bat?
It's a baseball
definitely a
bat.
baseball
I
bat.
thought that was like the fan from
this?
Super Smash Brothers, like the big white one, you know?
No.
This is me, by the way.
Okay.
Anyway, it's a baseball bat, I guess, and she's holding it fucking wrong.
What do you mean she's holding it
No,
wrong?
she's bunting.
Yeah, she's bunting. Yeah. You never seen sports ball, dude? Come on.
Oh, yeah, I guess she is doing it right. I don't know, just her hand was looking a little weird there. Yeah, yeah. When I'm bunting, I lift my leg up in the air like a little girl. Yeah. Anyway, 2,500 counter, and I think it's probably an anti-change. When you use the backup, you can discard 2 cards.
Yeah.
Pick their higher level character, put it in the waiting room.
Waiting room.
It's an anti-change counter.
But it's a waiting room one.
I mean, I've come around to waiting room anti-change. It's fine, dude. Well placed anti-change counter is just money counter. Like, you got the. I don't even want to put a rating on it, dude. It's just anti-change counter. You run one because it's the anti-change in the set, and that's it. Like,
Right. I mean,
yeah.
it is playable. Just it's.
And it's a backup. It's a backup in a deck where you're probably playing standby. It's fine. Like,
Mm.
you
Okay,
know,
that's
I mean,
relevant.
as a cost for the anti-change, I'm not really a huge fan of the ditch too.
oh yeah, it sucks. The cost sucks. It like every time we get this, just like, oh, ditch 2 anti-change is garbage. Yeah, ditch 2 anti-change is terrible, but guess what? We play them anyway because anti-change is too good. Because everybody spams fucking early plays, and you get a free fucking money counter, or you force your opponent if they tap out to only have 2 stock. That's pretty crippling.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
the better
if
way to
they
look
if
at
they
this is
missequence it, yeah.
Yeah, the better way to look at this card is as a 2,500 counter to protect your large walls in 8 standby, with the secondary effect to potentially remove threatening early plays should the need
Or
arise.
leave you at level 2 for longer because you anti-damaged your opponent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, seems fine.
Yeah, it's anti-change. I don't think we need to talk about it.
You're not gonna like running it, but you'll run it anyway.
Yep. At least it's got cute art. Got the funny baseball bat, so could be worse. Brian, this is you.
We have Chizuru, Heikyo Academy Student Council Secretary. This is the 2/2 that combos with the standby off the brainstorm. If you have the brainstorm in play, it's a 10k, and it has the zombie effect.
I don't like that it relies on a specific card, but like it's fine.
It's the card you're always gonna have in the back anyway.
Yeah,
You're always gonna have that brainstormer, and if you have that brainstormer,
Yeah.
oh, I mean, we talked about this a little bit earlier. Like it incentivizes
Yeah.
you to run the combo or run her anyway.
The big thing this has over the 11-5 in yellow is that it does have a way, if for some ungodly reason with the level of power pump you have in this set, your thing dies, you can save it.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't. It's like
I want to point out too that
C plus B minus, like right on the line.
this set seems like really interesting to brew decks with. Like it feels like there's a lot of room for experimentation from the cards I've seen.
Yeah.
And if you want to play a standby deck, but yellow's not in your, if you don't think you can fit yellow, maybe if you're running like, I don't know, like red, blue, green standby, you don't think you can fit that 4th color,
This can help.
This is like a perfectly acceptable alternative. It's just not quite as good as the yellow one on its own.
Right.
Yeah. What it feels like to me is they're pushing a bunch of different shells because all of these different shows are representative in this, or are represented in this set.
This fucking student council show that I've never fucking heard of, has so many fucking cards.
Yeah, they do.
Like it has just as many cards as DXD or Data Live or whatever else.
We love the student council.
Or in fucking Full Metal Panic got nothing.
What are you saying that this unknown show is bad?
I have no idea. I've never seen it.
Fans of this show, contact me after you like the video, and I'll give you Carmen's address, and you can come light poop on fire on his porch.
We can do a live viewing at Carmen's house.
Oh no. All right. I guess next card, right? That's it.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Billy's on top. This is a very powerful card. This is me, right?
That is S triple plus tier art.
All right. So this Rios, this fucking lewd Rios, this is what a good card. It's placed on stage from your hand. Choose up to one character in your hand whose level is equal to or lower than your level. Placed on in any slot on the stage. For that turn, that character gains +1 soul and demon. That's hella good. When this attacks, it gains 1,000 power, so it gains 4k total. This swings at 14 and summons something from your hand.
Okay.
And gives it a soul.
That's fine. This is so
Yeah,
good.
I like that. It's
Legit S++.
Yeah, this is you don't even have to ditch from hand to summon. Like this isn't as good as the ones that summon from clock. Notably, there's a Sugumi, there's a Samugi in Summer Pockets that like you play it and it summons a character from clock. This summons from hand, but it's free, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
Like,
yeah. This is like I guess better compared to the Megumin from Konosuba.
yeah, it summons from hand, can give a character additional soul, so you can set up nasty sides with it. This swings in for 14 for no reason. This is like totally fine.
Yeah.
Even
It's
if
like-
you don't have any more level 3s, you can always just essentially promote one of your level 0s by giving it the extra soul, you know?
Mhm.
Just play this first, and then your 0 comes in, and it's essentially a finisher.
God forbid you use it to summon anything costed at all. Like, ridiculous. Yeah, these summoner
Maybe
effects
if you
are really
run like
good.
some other, I like this as like an off finisher. You run this as,
Yeah, like
you know,
two of
'cause
it.
you put your real finisher, you cheat it in.
Yeah, and it becomes
And then
this
it's
is your
inner effect
third lane.
fires.
This is like your third lane, right? For 4 stock, you get your full board,
Hmm.
and one of them has more soul.
And this swings at 14. Yeah, seems
Yeah, it seems good. I'm just gonna give it a flat A. I
agree.
like it a lot. Like,
mhm.
it's got good, and it has really really good art. I can't. There's nothing.
S
to
for
complain
sin,
about.
because you're all sinners, especially Billy.
Yeah, catch my top end,
S for
boys.
sinner.
I'm running a playset. And if the
Rhea-
SP isn't
Rhea's
insane,
life
I'm buying
is-
4.
All right, moving on.
This one,
Alright.
you, Billy.
Baseball Girl Maid Edition. For each marker under this card gains 1,500 power. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, you may look at the top 2 cards of your deck or your library. Choose one level 1 or level 0 or lower character among them. Reveal it to your opponent. Put it face down under this card as a marker. Return the rest of those cards to your waiting room. When this card is placed from your hand to the stage, you may choose a Maifu Otaku Girl. Otaku Girl? Is that how you say her first name?
Mafuyu.
Mafuyu? Okay. In your waiting room and put it face up under this card as a marker. So, extra markers.
So it
Is
might
her name actually Baseball Girl?
So it might get 2.
Absolutely not.
Is that the idea here? It may get 2 markers.
I think that's the plan.
You have to high roll for the first one, and the other one has to be in your grave. So it
Baseball
might be a 45. Otherwise, it's a 3K. If you have the card engraved.
And you have to play that one whatever that does.
What show is this?
It only hits on characters. You can't even marker a climax if you're unfortunate enough to reveal one. This is still the fucking student council show.
Yeah.
Diamond, no ace.
No,
Diamond,
it's
no
not
ace.
Diamond No Ace. If this was Diamond No Ace, Paul would already be here. Yeah, I don't know. There's too many fucking conditions on this. The idea of a 045 with 2 markers is dope, but there's too many conditions on it. It has to hit a level 0 character, and this card has to be in your grave at level 0. It's too much.
Yeah.
That's way too much. It's almost completely unplayable. I'm just gonna give it a normal D. That's too many conditions.
Yeah, the fact that it doesn't even get a level. It just might be 40.
You have to jump through so many hoops. Like, if you want to get this early on, it's. I think it's a trap to run this.
Yeah, you'd have to run so much support to get this to like be anything more than the 15 that it has,
And like, you have to see those cards in your opener. It's 2 mulligan.
and then you get bombed.
if you
by
want this to be
Shiro.
meaningful.
Like
Yeah.
Shiro just bombs you and then clock encores himself. Good job, because it's still level 0. Yeah, that's it. Moving on. Andy, this is you. You get
Looks
this
like
boy.
a DXD character.
Yep,
Sure
Is
is.
this girl?
it's a boy.
Her name?
Boy. Casper.
Don't give me that
Uh-huh.
sigh.
Casper,
Let's
the
dress
friendly
up.
ghost. this card in your waiting room. When your other character with Fantasia Bunko and or Demon is front attacked, you can put this card in your waiting room. If you do choose one of your characters in battle, they get 1,000 power for the turn. You can pay to rest himself, choose a character in your waiting room, return to your hand. So he's like a field backup.
Yeah, these really want to be back row cards, but in practice, probably the best way to play them is to throw them up front. And if your opponent is a dumbass and doesn't read your card or ask you what it does and they missequence it, you can sack it and deny their reverse.
You know where I like this though, instead of yeah, I like it in like 8 standby decks because if you can essentially standby this backup to your field. That's good standby synergy. Like if you just want to
Yeah, if you could stand
like
by
if you
power
trigger a
out.
standby and you
for
really
it?
don't need anything, you can just put this on your field and now you have a backup.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So I think in 8 standby it actually
Maybe like a one of or something
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
it could
It's
be
like
a good tech
spike-
option.
Spicy tech.
It's
I
the
don't
plus
know.
for that. I
It's
think.
like a D plus. I think.
Yeah.
I these profiles are really close to unplayable. I think
And not a huge fan.
they have to be
I mean,
way
yeah.
too good. They have to have the other effect. Just has complete anti synergy with the first. In my opinion.
Yeah, the other effect kind of sucks.
Well, it's like it's not that it has anti synergy with the effect. It's just like, oh, it's already tapped on your opponent's turn. You just sack it then. And I was just like, no, because like the right way to play this card is to try to trick your opponent into denying reverse, because otherwise it doesn't have any value.
Hmm.
Like, it's just not impactful enough.
Yeah, just another card that wants to be giraffe.
Yeah, it's just not as good as giraffe.
Everyone wants to be giraffe.
You got to get your sign. If you guys, if there even are any regionals for Springfest, come up to us. I'll sign your giraffes. You can get a nice.
No, dude, that's gonna
Like that.
deplete the value of mine.
of your SPs.
Yeah.
Approach,
Your
yeah.
giraffe SPs. I'll sign your giraffe.
No one's allowed to get those.
Well, it doesn't matter because all the regionals are probably getting canceled. So. But that's a topic for another video. Next card.
On the sad.
All right, we have Chizuru, flowers reflected on a mirror, moon reflected on the water.
Huh.
That name's a
Yeah.
poem, dude.
When this
Haiku.
card is placed on the stage from your hand, look at the top card of your deck. Either keep it there or put it into the waiting room. When you play a climax, you can bounce this to hand. If you do choose a character and it gets a soul for the turn.
Yeah, you play this in every single standby deck.
That seems
Straight
pretty
up.
good with standby, yeah.
Way too much synergy with standby to be anything less than an A.
Helps you trigger your standbys, helps you push
Helps you
damage.
push
Yeah.
damage. I think you run this over the Karen,
Oh
Ricky.
yeah, 100%. This is just A. Like A in the context of the
Yeah.
set for sure. Like the fact that they have this, that it gives soul instead of giving power or something, or a level or something useless. It gives something way too relevant for the strategy and helps you sack more standby by milling cards.
I gotta give that a minus though, because it's really only good in standby decks. I don't think I could fit this in other
yeah,
decks,
you're right.
but
That's fair. Yeah, it wouldn't go in another deck.
That's fair.
It would only
great
go in
inclusion in
standby.
standby.
Yeah, this is like 2 or 3 of them standby easy. All right, next card. Who this?
It's you,
You.
Oh, what is this? This is a Neko girl.
Casper.
Not Casper.
You sure it's a girl, dude?
Kurako?
That's Konako.
Yeah,
she's a girl.
Konako. I always want to say Kuroneko, but it's Kuroko. Yeah, Kuroko. Yeah. This card is placed from stage from hand. You scry top or surveil top, and it's a level 1 bomb. Yeah, you run this in standby 2 to set up more standby. Maybe as a 2 of. It's a bomb.
It's a bomb, yeah. I like running level 1 bombs as 2 ofs.
It's worse than the last card. Doesn't have as much
I
utility.
gotta say, I love how everything top checks though.
Yeah, it's so good for
Everything
standby.
surveils.
It's so good for standby. Surveil's like so broken for standby. I guess
Good in general too.
If people don't know what we're talking about when we say surveil, I guess that's a newer Magic keyword. Newer as in like,
Last couple years.
last couple years. That's just like
It's like scrying, but it either goes to the top or the waiting room.
top or grave. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty good. I'm with B.
I think it's fine. It's
Yeah.
playable,
Yeah, it's I think that if you were stressed for space in an 8 standby list, this would probably be the first card to be like cut down in some amount of number.
I think I would agree.
But it's fine.
It has its uses.
I'm definitely seeing like the consistency of this 8 standby deck though. Just
Yeah,
the fact
it's
that everything is surveilling, everything is
there's so much mill. You just throw all your targets in your grave. You have control over the top of your deck. It's dumb.
I can dig it.
Next is you, Billy, the student
Okay,
council
so-
president.
When this card becomes, or whenever this card attacks, if you have 4 or more Bunko characters or student council characters, choose one character, and for this turn, that character gets 2 souls. It has a second effect that when this card becomes reversed, if the level of your battle opponent is 2 or lower, you may reverse that card. A level 2 bomb.
It's a level 2 bomb.
First
Bomb
effect
character
is
2 soul.
first effect fucking dank. Second
sick,
effect
yeah.
completely unusable. Like second effect is garbage.
Are you
Like-
sure that's not like a mistranslation?
No, it's not because this card doesn't see any play, so it has to be right. I mean, we
It's
can
sort
look
of
in
like-
here, right? Looking for a specific. Yeah, 2 is in the Japanese text. Also, looking
You know
for
what? This
me.
could like ironically
Yeah.
be very good against other standby decks that are putting out big level 2s early. This seems like it'd be good in Japan. You know, because you can pump one of your other lanes and maybe side one of their big
There's too much
like level 2s or whatever, and then you crash this into their big level 2.
Right. This does kill
That's
stuff like
true.
this does kill stuff like Koga and the 2/2.
And then it lets your other lane side profitably, or you know, if you want to side another lane too.
Oh, the police found me. All right, there they go.
Dun, dun, dun.
Anyway,
I'm gonna give it a C. I think it's niche, but it might have its uses.
I'm gonna give it a C, but that's only because I think the first effect is so sick in a standby deck. These like randomly push extra damage or set up really precise damage for side attacks at endgame. Because I'm a slut for like solar modulation in endgame. I actually think the second effect is just way too niche. This is like a really good one of to like set up really optimal swings in your endgame, and otherwise I don't think it's playable.
I don't know. I think the people who play in this supposed standby hellscape of JP should give this card a try. I think they'd be surprised.
Man, sideboards in Weiss when.
Yeah. I might be lying. Maybe this does show up in Japanese list. I don't know. You guys make a compelling point. All right, next.
Is this Casper again?
No, this is a
No.
I'm just
Casper.
any
This is
blonde
a-
girl I
this is a
see from
student
now on is
council
gonna be
card.
Casper. Student council level 2. All of your level 3 or higher in front of this get 2,000 power. Rest 2 of your characters pay 2 heal.
this
I
is
didn't
worse.
like it last time. I don't like it this time.
Well, this is directly competing with Azia, right? Like, there's no reason to run this when Azia exists in the same color.
Hmm.
Like, just straight up.
Did we get to that card yet?
Yeah, Azia
Aussie's
was
from a better show, though.
The level
That's-
3
that-
combos with the other.
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
There's just like this is card's duplicative. There's just no reason to play it. It's not like completely unplayable though. Give it like a C minus, or you know what, D plus. It's just worse. The Azia.
I think it's okay. It is kind of outclassed.
I guess you know what? No, C minus because it's better in non-standby decks. I guess.
in a
as
more
a source
traditional
of
deck,
power.
this card is better. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe because you're saving all the stock by standbying, the heal could be good, but I still think it's probably a bit too costly. Pay 2 and rest 2. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
like it. I didn't like it before. I still don't like it now, but
It's whatever.
yeah.
All right, next, Brian.
59. I'm not ready. Okay, this is. Oh God, how do you pronounce this? Ross, we say. Silver-haired former Valkyrie. When your other character with Fantasia Bunko or Demon trait is front attacked, you may sack this card. If you do choose a character in battle, that character gets 3k till the end of the turn.
This is a DXD character, right? Yeah.
Yep. She's like the
Oh.
teacher chick.
Yeah.
When this card becomes reversed, if the level of the battle opponent's higher than the level of your opponent, you can reverse that. So it's a anti-change bomb that only bombs.
Oh yeah, her name's like completely. It has Ross Weiss, right?
Ross, we
Yeah, Ross
say,
Weiss.
White say,
Right,
yeah.
Ross Weiss. Yeah. I forget. I watched the dub because it was way too funny. So I don't know how it's actually supposed to be said. What? It's a
got no idea.
bomb. It's a bomb, and it has an effect that might be useful. It's a bomb that has weight.
It's a bomb that wants to stick around so that it can sack itself.
Oh, I don't care about the first effect anymore. Then it's just the C for being a bomb. It's C minus. Like
it's not the fact that it's not hard removal. I'd rather run the
there's no reason to run it, right? We saw a hard removal bomb, didn't we?
No.
Yeah, we did.
There's reason. This is like the what was the other card? Was it Casper? Yeah, it was like Casper.
Casper.
Where,
Yeah, but it's an anti-change bomb though.
it wants to crash
Well,
already.
No, but if you just coincidentally trigger standby, you can just put this over something in the back or the front row and just have a field backup later. This is like the target you go for when you already have the field you want, but you coincidentally trigger to standby and need to put something out.
All right, still
You
D
can-
plus.
Other than whiffing your standby, you can like put something. It's a slight upgrade to what you have.
I think most lists are in blue enough because of their good zeros. Mostly the
Yeah,
Sisty.
makes sense to me.
Like most decks are in blue enough to play the good blue anti-change bomb because it's a bottom decker, especially in English. So I get what you're saying, but I don't think that makes it any better than D plus.
It's a better reactive standby target. You know what I mean? Like
I
when you
guess,
just
yeah,
trigger standby and you're like, oh fuck, what do I get?
yeah, that's true.
I think it has its place.
All right, moving on. That's also some good art.
S plus. Move along, boys.
Is this me?
Yeah.
It's you.
Oh, okay. Rias and Issei. When this attacks, it gives your other character choose any character. It gives it 2,500 power. Swings for 3 or makes something else swing for stupid. That's not terrible.
It's not horrible. It's
That's
not.
pretty good.
It's like
A good direct attacker. The big thing is it can choose itself, so it swings at 3k.
I mean, it's just a C.
Really? 2,500 power?
It doesn't do anything else though.
Who cares? Okay, so at 0, how many times you be like, I can't beat this oversize because all I play are utility cards. You play this utility card in an open lane, direct, and then make your utility card a 4k, which kills your opponent's oversize.
When I think utility, I think surveil. When I
Well,
see
yeah.
this card, I say I'm not
just
fitting this
power.
in my deck.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what deck this goes in. Probably mono.
They're just gonna. I don't know. I mean, I
It's
guess
not, like,
it's good against
unplayable.
runners. If they run their runner in front of this to avoid your other lane, then they run into this and it dies. But there's still that third spot.
2,500 is such a buttload of power. Like,
It is.
I don't know. There's gotta be some use for this thing.
Do you have one deck spot for this as a tech card? I don't think you have
Not
one
an
deck
8
spot for
standby.
this.
In like I don't know, some sort of mono DXD deck probably.
Like I get what you're saying. It's not bad. Like 2,500 is a shitload of power, and it is a 0, so it's splashable. But as far as these flex spots go, I think you can do better with your flex spot than this.
I guess.
I agree. I just wish it did something else. I don't think it's. I mean,
Not enough.
I don't think it's enough.
It's not bad. It's just never gonna get played.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Which shout outs to Weiss Schwarz. That's the one thing I like about this game is like the commons and uncommons aren't just pack filler. Like this is a perfectly good card. It's just never gonna get played. You know what I mean? Like it's not just a joke. Like if you ever cracked a pack of Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh or something, and it's like, all right, 14 of these cards go straight in the garbage, and probably the 15th card also.
Well, hey, if there's ever an actual DXD set, you could use this card in it. So
That's true.
it's a FDD. All right, next card. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? What's wrong with his face?
He's smoking.
He's
he smoking?
not smoking. No.
Oh, it looked like a vapor
His-
trail from
his-
his hand.
But
he was
this
like-
character, this art disturbs me. I do not like this art style at all. This is bad. Do not like this. Samurai
Looks
Hand.
like,
It kinda reminds me of Host Club. A little
Kinda.
bit.
Yeah, it does.
This is the student council vice president from the student council show.
All right, this is you, Billy, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So when this card is placed from stage to waiting room, you may discard a climax. If you do, you can salvage one Bunko or student council character from your waiting room to your hand.
On death climax salvage.
Oh, it's on death. Ugh.
Unplayable.
Yeah, no.
God, terrible fucking art. F plus just because it could filter you. It's just
Yeah.
like additional negatives for the art just being so disturbing. Do not
Yeah,
like it.
I'm a D here solely for the filter, and sometimes this profile, when it's on play and not on death, is okay.
Yeah,
It's like not relevant though. You know what I mean? Like
this is gross.
if it the on death is worse than on attack or like on play,
Yeah,
right?
it's like the
And
worst
what's
version.
the benefit for having the worse effect? You get 2,000 power. It's not even
Who
strong.
cares? Yeah. Still dies to vanilla.
Basically an
2500.
undersize. F.
Next.
And we have seen this set has some pretty good filter tools.
All right. So we got this
But-
Asia. This is you, Andy.
Asia, contractor of the Golden Dragon. I'm cool. I'm happy that she becomes, important in the later seasons. I've only seen the first season of DxD, and Asia was my favorite character. So at least she becomes a badass at some point.
Yeah, she doesn't do shit in season 1.
Yeah, but when she's placed on your stage from your hand, you choose a card in your hand, put it in your stock, if you want to. Only if you want to. When this gets reversed in battle, you cannot use Encore.
So
But it is a 3K.
It's a vanilla that might, you can just take a card you don't need, throw it into stock. Lets you lets you brainstorm on turn 0.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's
we love
spicy
those.
plays.
Not just first deck brainstorm, first turn.
I mean, I
brainstorm.
don't know. The second effect is like completely like who cares? Because like obviously
it matters. It matters. Like if
you're
if you have this incidentally, you can't have this in your front row with a standby
well,
card.
yeah, you're
You know
not.
what I mean?
I was gonna say
They'll run over this, run over your standby. Now you can encore it.
you'd never run this in a standby deck just because of the way the deck works and all your slots are dedicated to like the cards that make your standby pop off because there's so many good ones that do that. So like I don't know, in a more traditional deck, who cares about the drawback? It's just the vanilla that might have an upside, gives you more utility. I think I'm with Billy. It's like a C plus, I think.
I was gonna give it a D, but
Yeah, I don't think it's.
Billy might be able to convince me why it should be a C.
Yo, third best girl contention and pretty good artwork. Big factors. But I do really enjoy the fact that you can do sort of a spicy brainstorm on turn 0. I know that's not a good play, but I think it's a fun play.
It's interesting at least, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Even
Something
later
a
in the
little bit
game, I
different.
guess too. Like if you're going into a refresh, you could like
Oh, it's I have
stock
a
your
fuck ton
climax
of
and
hand.
immediately pay it out.
Yeah, it's just like
yeah, if you were running low on stock too, it's just like, and you had extra cards in hand, you could toss one away just to get that stock that you need.
yeah, it definitely has utility.
All right, you convinced me.
All right, next card.
All right, next card we have Mafuyu. Mafuyu, hold on. 63. Yeah, Mafuyu, Otaku Girl. If there are any markers under this, it sits at 6/5. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, choose that other bad marker card that wants to sit at 4/5 with a bunch of markers from your waiting room and put it face up under this as a marker.
This is better than the other card.
It is, but it forces you to run the other card.
Yeah. The
Yo, I
other
heard
card
you
is
like
bad.
markers.
Yeah.
like
So
markers.
if this was more like just like Gurren, right?
Mm-hmm.
It would be fine. Like just Gurren Lagann, the 1065, because it can marker a bazillion things, doesn't have a bunch of restrictions on what it can marker. It can only marker this one card that's practically unplayable, so
A
makes
whole
it
bunch
bad.
of bullshit for no reason.
Andy's just like, fuck this. Like,
You guys got good points.
yeah, it's just like
Dude,
whatever.
when we reviewed that other card, I almost didn't even
I
read
like
it.
markers.
There was
Yeah.
just so much text, and you guys were already just yelling about it. That's why it took me so long to score it.
All right. Next. This is me, right? Oh,
Yeah.
what's her name?
Zenobia.
Zenobia. Okay, yeah. She's not bad, but like forgettable. Hence, I forgot her name. Okay, so this is a 1055 vanilla stats. All your other characters can't side attack. And when it's placed on stage from your hand, mill 2. Gains power 1,000 times the number of characters you mill. So it might swing in for 7/5. In terms of a striker, is this just like one of the best striker profiles, or is this garbage?
I don't think it's very good.
I think this is better than just these 1-0 like 7Ks, right? Because at least it's 55. It's like
is.
it backs up to like I don't know. We make the argument with Kaide, right? That because she's a 55, you can back her up to 7/5, and that like denies
There's
the
the
things that go to
25K
7.
backup in this too.
Yeah, I mean, it's not great, but it's mill. It's a vanilla.
It is.
It's mill. and it's
Everything's
vanilla.
milling already. You know, you can't say, oh, it mills when everything
No,
mills.
but it does have mill. It mills and it's a vanilla. It's just a vanilla that mills
I
and might swing
guess.
bigger. It's
Yeah,
fine.
I mean, for me, it's
All
more
of your
the-
characters can't side attack.
I mean, okay.
You're playing into that anti-change counter.
Let's not get crazy here. It's like between C and C minus, but like it's a vanilla that mills. Like,
I think I agree with you with C minus.
like, it's fine. Okay, it has good art on it too. Like,
C+, right, Joe?
yeah. Just look at that outfit,
Logic.
dude. It's got that cutout where it matters, you know. Look at that shit. All right. Next card.
Support that, Carmen.
That's you, Billy.
Oh shit. Okay. So counter. This is a backup for 2,500 at level 1. Discard this card from your hand awaiting.
Hey, we were just
That's
talking
it.
about this.
That's all. Well, I was talking about the other one, but this one's there too, so that's cool.
And it's a DXD card.
Yo, is that
Yeah, you gotta pay
Yu-Gi-Oh?
one.
No, that's not
No,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
it
No, it's-
basically is though.
Basically Yu-Gi-Oh! Basically Yu-Gi-Oh!
Tell me what's different. He just doesn't die like a bitch.
It's got a fucking soul trigger, bro. It's D for soul trigger.
Yeah, D for Soul Trigger.
Yeah, fuck it. It's
I
unplayable.
really like the 1/2500.
One
Did
one
this guy
one-
even get a card? Like,
This
is
is
he a
his
playable
one
character?
this is his one
Besides
card.
this?
He's a
He
backup.
is a playable character.
So forgettable. The only
Holy
other
shit.
male character that's not Issei or the fucking.
Wait, did Issei get a character card? Besides
He was on that one with
Rias?
Rias.
He's on the one
Damn.
with Rias. He's on
to share.
slide 73. Yeah,
How the fuck did the stupid like student teacher get this? But
Because it's
neither
a-
one of
She's
these.
a girl.
because she's a girl.
No, not that student teacher. Like I'm talking from the other sets, like record and
Oh well, the
whatever that idiot with the rainbow
Well,
fingers was.
the dude from the Akashic Records is a badass.
he is.
Oh, okay, I haven't seen Akashic Records, so.
Oh, don't worry about it. I had to be so drunk to make it through that show.
But the uniforms.
The uniforms are
Cat
pretty
ears.
powerful, yeah. All right, next card. Who's got it?
That's
It's you,
me.
Andy.
You got Chizuru, Scent of Lilies. For each of your other characters with Fantasia Bunko or Student Council, she gets 500. Encore discard a card. This is the Silica we talked about earlier.
Yeah, the
It's
one.
less good
stand
Silica.
up the Brainstorm.
But
It's-
less good Silica, but you can stand it off the Brainstorm. That is a
It's
factor to consider.
it's fine. It's like
maybe
no,
playable, just
okay,
barely.
like I feel like we evaluate these profiles as if there's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna stand by this card, right? And you're right. We are just gonna do that, but like on paper, on its own, this card sucks. It's like a D. It's like a C minus. Like fuck it. Like these are unplayable when you pay them for one. Play them for one. Like even Silica on guard is better than this because you don't have to full field.
Well, I like how you
Right.
can stand this off the
Yeah.
climax though.
Yeah.
You're right.
But I probably like this card more than all the rest of you, and I'm giving it the lowest score.
I mean, because
Not really that good.
in a vacuum, it sucks. You know, like whatever.
I mean, you don't really want to be wasting your standbys at level 0 with this deck. I don't think anyway.
No, you
What
want to
other
hold them for
standby
level
targets do you really have at level 0 though?
nothing.
You know, maybe you run a bunch of level 0s in this
I think
deck
it's standby. It's
You
like
do.
mediocre if you have space
because
for it.
you're
I
not
don't
trying to
have
stand by
space.
1s. You're just trying
trying to stand by 2s here.
and your 0s set it up.
Yeah, it's the main thing, and it lets you run a bunch of 0s so you never brick. Quote, famous last words, but
Does
All
this
right.
even have a slot though in meta build though? realistically?
2 to 3 slots depending on the build.
Maybe, yeah.
That
Really?
I see
Okay.
this pop up. Yeah, I mean,
I
so
think that's
like
too
when especially in the Japan meta, like true Japan meta, I'm not talking about JP meta in the West.
Yeah.
When they talk about high rolling standby, you should see some of their sunshine lists. Some of their Sunshine 8 standby lists run something ridiculous like 6 to 7 1/1s. To
Oh,
like
wow.
have ludicrous chances to hit turn 1 turn 1 1/1s. They love that shit. So, you know, I guess it depends on your meta.
Hmm.
All right, next.
All right, we have Minatsu, Dazzling Luster. If all of your characters have Fantasia Bunko trait or Student Council trait, this sits at 11k. During your turn, when this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, you may pay 1, burn 1.
It's 3/2 common.
It's fine.
I don't know. I
not-
hate it.
It's not. I mean, it pangs.
I mean, I'd rather it be pitch
A
2
healer.
cards. I'd rather have it pitch 2 cards on attack burn 1. All those shitty on attack burn ones, I'd rather it be that.
I mean,
Kind of sucks.
fair.
I mean, burn one's great, but like, there's so much better off finishers.
Yeah, I think it's just a D. I don't think it's good.
Yeah, maybe.
Just like the whatever.
But it pangs.
I mean, this is a draft card, dude. Take this in draft.
It is a draft card. Draft is safe.
Yeah. All right, last card. I need a smoke. This is just cigarettes with really good art. Billy already
Hell yeah.
rated it for me.
We're there. Yeah, we're good.
I have really come to hate this profile. I don't like cigarettes at all. All I can say is that this level 1 card that you can only play at level 1 will at best exchange for a 0, and it's going to exchange for a 0 more often than you think.
Mhm.
And 70% of the time it'll exchange for a 1, which means it'll exchange for another card of its own level. It's like whatever. I'm gonna give it a D+. I've like really come to hate on this profile a lot. Which might be unfounded, but you know, at least it has good art.
Well,
I'm a big
I
fan
would
of
give
cigarettes
a.
from a filter perspective, in my personal opinion, and that might be biased from other card games where that's been really relevant, where you're trying to play like 10 cards that are really good and the rest of your deck's just there and you have to get through it. But I don't hate cigarettes nearly as much. I don't think it's a great card, but S+ because of art.
Yeah, I'm super biased against cigarettes at this point. I just like every time I have cigarettes in my hand, it's like I fucking hate this card. It's like the same relationship I have with like fucking Swimsuit Megamine. It's like
Yeah.
I fucking hate this card as I slam it down onto the board and play it.
No, so
Like
Megan's
you know,
broken.
like you know, it's
Never-
just like
never milk a climax.
sometimes you have to run these cards in your deck because they plus off other like you plus them off other cards. They have interactions with other cards. I think that's big more in Frank's the mirror event.
Yeah.
The mirror event, like you have to run it because a bunch of other cards key off it. In this deck, if you're running Mono DXD, you have a plussing engine off of it. You know.
Well, in Frank's,
like,
you don't mind if you hit a 0 because you have 4 heroes
Yeah.
hunting for anyway, so it's like not a huge deal. If
Yeah,
heroes are
you
kind of
can
what
always
want anyway.
just grab 0 heroes. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Brian, Andy, do you guys have thoughts on 2 cigarettes or?
I mean,
I'm like the opposite of you, Carmen. You know, I generally I would rate a Mill 4 event as a B. So I think cigarettes is worse, so it gets a C. Like at worst, it exchanges for you. Like you draw this card and then you just turn it into pretty much anything else, but it does so less effectively than a Mill 4 event.
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much that. Honestly, it's an event that only mills 2 and only sometimes gets you what you want, which is just maybe okay in conjunction with the other card that bonds to it, but that's
And part of the power of a Mill 4 event in general is that Mill is actually self-mill is really good in Weiss Schwarz compared to other card games. But I guess like if you're running like a 8 standby deck and you just want to dump everything into your waiting room, this lets you do that.
You have so
This
many
enables that
other tools
strategy.
to
Yeah,
do that,
I
though.
think there are better. If you're playing 8 standby, there are better options that we've seen.
Yeah,
for
you
that.
definitely don't run an event in 8 standby that's not the counter. That's because you hoard every single counter that you draw in your hand.
Remember that this keys off of the Amagi from earlier.
Yeah. That's
Quote
the other
unquote
thing.
Amagi.
Yeah. That's the reason I'm giving it a D plus. Otherwise, I'd give it a D. The fact that it's part of a plussing engine, it's fine. It's like you pay 1 to plus this, and then this turns into a more selective card, in which you make 2 hops to get a selective plus, as opposed to your climax combo just being a selective plus. So it's still bad, but it's not terrible. I guess it's not unplayable. But yeah, I don't know. The biggest problem with cigarettes, this comes closest to fixing the problem, is that no other card art comes close to being as hot as just Saber of Red Smoking. This one comes pretty close to fixing it, though.
I don't know. I mean, this card's not great, but I think it might have a place in the standby deck because you salvage it off of the Amagi from earlier, quote unquote Amagi.
Oh, you can't
And
play the Amagi, dude. You don't have
You're
that
just trying. You're
space.
just trying to dump as much of your deck into the waiting room as quickly as possible, and this is
Well,
a free way to facilitate that. It's just free mill.
this
Always
this
replaces itself.
this leads us into our last point then, because I think that there's no way you can play this in 8 standby when you have slide 85 Rumia in the deck, as well as even more importantly, where'd she go? Slide 23 in the deck as well when you're playing 8 standby. That's just like, just fucking
Sure, you can. The argument for it is that the Rumia doesn't plus you. The cigarettes with the Amagi does plus you.
The level 0 pluses you. The yellow one pluses you.
What's the? I was looking at the Rumia. What's the
slide
0?
23.
On climax play, clock yourself. Look at top 4. Take a character or level 1 or higher card.
Yeah, if you're talking about mill, this is
Oh,
the
I see
most
that one.
effective plussing mill.
But this card does grab cigarettes.
No, you're right. It does grab cigarettes. I don't know. If you really like cigarettes, you can play cigarettes. I hate the profile a lot.
Yeah, I mean it's not
Like,
a horrible option. But
every
it's
time.
not great.
Every time I play 2 cigarettes, it's just like, damn, I was 1 level off of getting literally the card I needed. The reason I played this card. I should have just fucking brainstormed and not run this card and run additional copies of the card that I wanted to grab, then play a single copy of this event. Like the unlike Warehouse, where it's like more often than not I get the card that I want off Warehouse. Whereas like I'll look at my grave and I'll say I'll run the numbers and I'll say these are my statistics to get the card I need in my grave, and then cigarettes will just fucking fail me, whereas Warehouse will more often than not get me there. All right, I think that's it.
I don't got anything else to say.
That's it.
Anything else on Fujimi as a whole? It's got a sick trial deck. Got the best TD.
Very, very handsome
EXD's
set
dope.
Yeah,
in terms of art.
really
Yeah,
good
the
art.
The art's fantastic. 8 standby seems like it'll be pretty decent in the English meta, especially.
I don't think anything like 8 standby exists in English, so
Yeah.
it'll be a
exactly.
bit of a culture shock for the people who've never played Japanese format at all, or like looked at it at all. It'll be like a really big like shock to the system, I think, the first time you play against this deck if you've only played English. But it's pretty nasty. It generates advantage in ways that like aren't as obvious to people who only played English, I think.
This deck, it definitely seems like it has legs. This is seems like a powerful and unique set in terms of the effects that are on the card. Just some very unique effects that we've seen in this set
But yeah,
that we haven't seen in English before. So
I think that's it. Anybody got anything else to say? Are we good?
We good?
I love anime.
All right.
Subscribe. See you next time.
So before we head out, I guess I'll have these down in the description because I don't actually have a slide. Can I fix that real quick? Let me see if I can do this. I mean to do this at the end of all of our videos going forward. I'll just steal the one from the meta roundup. So I've been meaning to do this at the end of all of our videos because I think it's important because a lot of people find Weiss resources on Facebook or not on Facebook, on YouTube, but don't know that there are other things going on. So, this is just the slide I like to pull up. It has information about like all the other community resources, notably the Discords. Card Games Discord, Competitive Weiss Schwarz Discord, all sorts of stuff goes on in there. Buy, sell, trade, as well as meta discussion. The Facebook groups are mostly buy, sell, trade groups, but also discussion happens mostly in global community. And of course, we have all our Twitters. The people are on the cast, except for Billy. Billy, do you have a Twitter? Do you have a Twitter you want me to put on here?
I do not have a Twitter, but
Okay.
maybe I'll get one.
All right. Okay. So
I changed my Twitter since then too. I made the name better. Wait, are you recording still? Is this
Yeah,
like?
I'm recording.
Oh, I thought.
Yeah.
I thought this.
Yeah. No.
What's up, Pittsburgh?
I thought you were done.
No. I want to include this at the end of like sort of all of our videos because, like I said, I think that some people like they go to YouTube to find Weiss resources and then they don't know anything outside of that because it's not obvious. So I just want to throw this on the end of every video. It's something Connor started doing in his, and I think that most Weiss YouTubers should probably do that.
Don't be a boomer. Just get Discord.
Yeah, Discord's pretty good. Discord's the big one, I think, for staying informed. You can
I'm
get
a boomer. I didn't realize these existed.
All
Don't feel bad, viewers.
right.
You're the target audience, Billy.
I am
Billy the
target
boomer.
audience. Changing the tag.
So yeah, I think that's it. Pittsburgh Weiss